Sometimes we don't always have the space or energy to get all of our painting equipment out. So today I wanted to share a painting tutorial with you that you could do in a coffee shop, on the bus, or with a cup of tea chilling on your sofa. In today's video I'll be using ProCreate, which is an app used for digital painting, drawing and lettering, and I'll be using my iPad and an Apple Pencil, but you can just use your finger or a stylus. So I've opened a new document under the screen size option, and in the top right hand corner you can find your colour wheel, and on the mini brush icon you can find all the different brushes. Today I'll be using the wet acrylic brush, which has a really lovely brush stroke, but I would suggest having a little play with all the different brushes to see which one you like best. In fact, if you've never used ProCreate before, I do recommend having a little play with it first so you understand the basics. And there are in fact some really amazing courses based on ProCreate on Skillshare that I really enjoyed watching and helped me just get to know the interface and how to use it properly. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, with tons of creative videos. The premium membership, which is less than $10 a month, gives you unlimited access so that you can work towards your New Year goals. These are some of the classes that I personally really enjoyed and really helped me get to grips with ProCreate. And Skillshare have been kind enough to give us a deal so that the first 500 of my subscribers can use the link in the description box for a 2-month free trial. So a massive thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and helping me create more YouTube videos. So let's crack on with the tutorial. So first of all I'm going to take some black and I'm going to use the wet acrylic brush. And I'm just going to colour in that bottom edge. So you can see as you move the dials on the colour wheel how the colour changes. So next I'm going to take a bright red and I'm going to go over and blend that line up. Next I'm going to take an orange red and I'm going to go over those same lines. Then again with a true orange. Now I'm going to take a magenta, which is going to really brighten that up. And finally I'm going to take a purple and take that right up to the top. Okay, so at this point you can choose the look that you want to go for. If you like the painterly effect, you can just leave it as it is, or if you like a really soft blended look, you can take the smudge tool with the airbrush selected and go over the whole board. As you probably know, I prefer the brush strokes as I feel like they give just a little bit more texture, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. So I'm going to go back to the black and select a smaller brush size and just reapply that lower black section. Next I'm going to take a red, but this time I'm going to choose a slightly darker red to blend in between the black and the red. Now I'm going to take a lighter orange and I'm going to start mapping in the sunset and where that's going to go. I'm just going to use backwards and forwards motions until I'm happy with the overall shape. Next, taking a warm yellow and making the brush size just a little bit smaller, I'm going to go over that just to add a little bit of definition. And now taking a true yellow, I'm going to draw in the sun. I'm finding these lines just a little bit harsh, so I'm going to take a red and just slightly draw around that sunset. Then taking the smudge tool, I'm going to change the brush on the smudge tool to wet acrylic, which is the same brush we have for the painting, and this will just lightly blend those lines but still keep that same brush stroke. Okay, so moving on to the rest of the sky, I'm going to take a warm yellow, but I'm just going to brighten up that whole middle section. Now taking a pinky red, I'm going to start to add in some more vivid areas. Now taking a purple, I'm going to start adding some shape into the sky by just taking in those corners a little bit more, which will draw your eye more into the painting. And I do want the top bit to be more blended, so I'm going to take the smudge tool and I'm just going to keep blending that out until I'm happy. So another tool that is really handy is the eyedropper tool, which you can find with a small square on the left between the sliders. So drag this to any area in your painting and it will pick up and select the same colour. So using this, I'm just going to pick out some warm colours to reflect in the water below. Personally, I'm going to add some palm trees to add a really nice contrast, but if you're happy with it the way it is, feel free to leave it. So have a little play with all the pens to see which one you like best. There are lots to choose from and they all have different perks. I'm going to use a technical pen as I feel like it gives a really nice defined line. And for the colour, I'm just going to choose just an off black with a purple tinge, and that's going to create a really nice contrast between the brightness of the sky. So just have a few attempts with the line to make sure you get the thickness right. So now I'm just going to start adding my palms. First I add the branches to give it that overall shape, and then I'm going to go in with the leaves. I'm just using a sort of a dragging down motion. The pros of the Apple Pencil are that when you press harder it gives a thicker line, and when you lighten off it thins really nicely, which is a really nice feature. If you're using your finger or a stylus, unfortunately that effect won't come out the same. So I'm going to speed up the second palm tree, but you can spend as much time as you like on it. And now to add just a little bit of extra contrast, I'm switching back to my wet acrylic brush and adding just a pop of white into the center of the sun, and this will really just make that contrast pop and make those bright colors really harmonious together. So when you finish your painting, you can press the spanner icon, share it, you can turn it into whatever format you like, and remember to save your image. And now you'll be able to see this on your camera roll. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed that tutorial. I know it's something a little bit different, but I thought it's quite nice because a lot of people have iPads and tablets now these days, and it's a great way to add art into your life. It makes doing art so much more easier because you don't have to get all the equipment out and make a mess. I'd really enjoy hearing your feedback on this tutorial and if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much guys for all your support. It means the world to me, it really does, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Thanks guys, bye!